Grok.
So that's their one way of calibrating. They're changing it, all right? Instead of the Akai, let's go for the Grok. Remember, how do you feel about that?
Well, it sort of does the same thing that Akai does in terms of being able to interrupt in a team fight. Even though if you don't get to smack the members of Blacklist into a wall with a wild charge, you get to knock them up and interrupt them. So that has to be their main tool here for interrupting the Eve, especially because one of the problems Onic had was making it to the backline to interrupt Haji. So now instead of just the Karina trying to damage to force him out, at least the Grok can just drop down the ultimate to interrupt the Eve. But Blacklist, oh, the even Matilda, get Oheb's Alice.
Might I say, I kind of like the Grok better. Because besides the wild charge, that one huge knockup, you have the wall and you have the power of nature. So that's quite a bit of burst early to mid.
Yeah.
So I think Onic is winning so far. They're doing well to fix what they did game number 1, Blacklist. Picking up the Alice on the way to the second phase. I know what you mean, man. Butter said it already. Oheb God.
Yeah, just get that Alice. I feel like that's what we saw in the previous series. Like, I think for the first 3 games of the previous series, whoever had the Alice was winning, right? And they drafted the 4 Protect 1 comp with the Alice in the middle, almost quad tank. So I feel like when Black picks up the Alice, man, Oheb just unleashed. Not to mention, you know what? I mean, Onic didn't really hear you, but they let the Matilda go. That's just another layer of protection that you, or another layer of mobility that you give the Alice and the Eve.
Exactly. And thinking of Onic is thinking of either banning out the Benedetta or the Phobius, because Phobius is still available for Edward to pick up here. They also banned out the Barris, so it seems like they are committing a fair amount of their bans here into canceling out Edward's options. That Phobius is left open. The Paquito's not going to have a great time, and even Onic's not going to have that good of a time. That Phobius jumping around. I mean, that Phobius for Edward is 4-0. Still undefeated.
Fornius.
If you want to check. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done that. Yeah. Might also go Ballman. Actually, Tom's actually still open. So Tom's or Phobius might be options here for Blacklist International.
He's going to FAMs because they need the tankiness a little bit
they need to answer,
in the mid game.
Yeah, they need to answer Delarski on the
If they don't pick it up, then it'll be open for Onic because, again, flexible. You don't know where this Natan is going.
Or Paquito.
Go to mid or the Paquito as well.
The flex, again, even in this situation, Onic is riding that same strategy that they did in the regular season wherein you're not sure.
Barrett's would have been great, except it was banned out, so I feel like they're running. To be fair,
yeah, it's an option.
Okay, there you go with Bauman.
Didn't think he'd go for it.
That's the more glass cannon-y pick.
Wise. Could still be a wise pick there, yeah.
Alright, you guys can.
I'm still thinking that they're trying to hide Edward's pick because, again, it could be one or the other. Edward Toms or Edward Phobius. And both are solid picks. Both are okay.
Phobius is so free, my god. If they pick the Phobius, that's just massive amounts of magic damage that Onic has to deal with. But the downside of that is it's easily counterable by Radiant Armors on the side of Onic.
And again, so beefy. Ooh, Onic pick up an X-Borg.
Saber? Oh, no.
No. It's gonna be... No, it's a Lunox.
Okay. Is that Baloyski Lunox or... No. Oh no, it might actually be what y'all said. Mid-money, this might actually be Baloyski on the Natan this time.
Yeah.
Maybe? Or no, this is exactly how it is.
Wow, they did it in sequence.
I like that.
I love that.
Hopefully you guys heard that.
Okay, not the pick I expected, man.
They want to dive the Natan?
Yeah.
Really want to dive that Natan?
I'm still okay with that. That's a great pickup there, the Yuzong.
I just don't like it because if it fails the initial engagements against Natan, usually, man, it's punished really hard.
Yeah. Well, one interference might knock him back once he goes down from dragon form.
True. When he becomes the half dragon.
Yeah, the half dragon.
But we did see earlier today, Edward already played the Natan, the Yuzong against the Natan. So that whole situation is something that has already been seen today, and we'll see how much better they can execute this time around. Onic on the ropes, 0-1. Let's see if they can even the score. And yeah, this time around, they're sending the Paquito into the jungle, and then Baloyski playing that mid Lunox.
I would have really, again, I would have been fine with Baloyski on the Nathan. But yeah, they're going for a more tried and tested route. Obviously, faster experience, better rotations for the Lunox here. Can go top mid a lot easier than the Nathan can, and earlier.
They're funneling the gold into Marky. Let's see how that'll pay off. It will either just bankrupt them, make it 2-0, or pay dividends. Make them invest more in the Marky business. Game number 2 here between Onic Philippines and Blacklist International. Wise threatened by BMO, but just enough to delay Blacklist jungler a second.
And that delay is actually, again in the small scale. It's not noticeable. But on the grander scale, I feel like every second that you give, every inch that you give this Ballman actually is going to be exponential. Because the early game for Kaya right now is just so strong. Again, hit level 4, your game. How did they get that low?
Exactly. No. What I'm also wondering is where and what did the Ballman do? We were talking about how he's delayed, right?
Yeah.
But he's up on XP.
It looks like he was able to get some farm there. Like he got
vertical jungle.
Scaled Lizard just now, yeah.
Lethal counter. Set in. Just pushing back the Larsky.
Here we go, Kyrie.
All right.
Yeah, he's fine. And again, Kyrie just so strong right now. This is the optimal time to actually go toe-to-toe against the Ballman. But someone has to back him up. Someone has to keep this Ballman in check. Not just him, because if that's just the case, they're gonna... Ooh, there you go. Someone has to keep him down so they can finish him off. Because the combo itself is just not enough. You need a little bit of more oomph.
Kyrie survives. Uses up the Cyclone I2, but huge priority for Blacklist on this first hurdle.
Love the attempt of BMO to slow down Oh My Venus, but while this is happening, while Venus is going for the chase, the rest of the team just getting the objective.
Baloyski and Dilarsky could punish the Queen. Massive last insanity to the face. Plus, that RWM going for the turnaround. Oh, but Dilarsky takes Wise out on the way. Baloyski gets knocked up with that tail whip on Edward. It's a messy trade 2 for 2.
Yeah, that was a messy trade, 1-1-1-1. And then the rest of the teams are actually just relaxing and chilling. It's good for Oheb and good for Marky. Again, these early games are not so telling yet, right? What I'm wondering is, who's actually ahead here if both teams are even? Because usually there are situations like that, right?
Both teams want to scale one of their players, but it looks like it's easier entry for Blacklist. Again, we've seen Oheb do things at 5-6 minutes.
That is true.
Yeah, it's dive-heavy composition here for Blacklist International for the team fights. Might be hard if Onic's going to be the one to engage it. Oh, quickly Marky able to maximize the entropy distance there to make sure he gets away. Yeah, again, going back to the team fights later on, Oheb and Edward just won't be afraid to just dive the backline here of Onic, and which means Kyrie has to be careful with his timing, because if he's not, he might be left alone to go up against the Balmond and the Eve, and they'll be able to deal enough damage and slows to bring down that Paquito if Kyrie can't land his combos.
And at this point, it's Oheb's rotations and mana. That's the only thing he's thinking about. That aside, he can punish these way out there positioning that Onic is putting up. Look at this, Venus spotting out Dilarsky, meeting up with the Cyborg. Kyrie taking this crab coin here. Oheb looking low. Can Wise help him out? Sustaining, and Marky blasts him early on. Lethal counter, just the tip. Baloyski coming to the rescue, and Wise not gonna survive. Wild charge, keeping him in.
Massive amounts of just pure miscalculated moves here. First from Oheb, next from Wise. Onic, they capitalize.
Yep, I like that. And I also like how BMO and Baloyski came out of nowhere. Didn't expect them to rotate down there to the bottom lane that quickly.
And maybe Blacklist did also.
Yeah.
That, or it was a little absent-minded. Maybe they were thinking that things are free here. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, they were trying to get things that obviously didn't belong to them. Now, look at this. The jungle once more, threatened by BMO. The 3 members he's kept in. Lethal counter, confirming the kill.
Another example of just way too confident. And to be fair, caster vision once more. We see it, they probably don't.
To be fair.
Right, to be fair. But still, you kind of have to look at the map, like read the map, man. And I feel like that was just a small miscalculation. Again, nothing massive yet, nothing too explosive, but it adds up.
Interesting situation. A pop 2v1. Black Dragon form set
Have
in
to fly.
by Edward. He's just buying time. Look at this.
Oh, Maki.
Distracting. Maki base
Okay.
this. Down bottom. Stunned by the awe. Circling Eagle. Caw-caw! V serving up this prey to a child. But first, without Marky bursting down Oheb, a sudden burst of damage from that Natan up top. Can Edward survive?
The
Shot
2v1!
energy at max. He's with a turret, alright? So it's a
Edward.
2v2 technically.
2v2 technically.
2v2, but still. Kudos to Edward for surviving this massive assault by Dilarski and Kyrie up top. That's a push down bottom by Wise.
Never would have thought that would happen, but then again, the 1-for-1 on bot side was actually best case scenario here for Onic. So good job to Marky.
Where'd the damage come from?
That's what I was looking out for.
I mean, you know where
Yeah,
it came
I-
from.
yeah, it was the first kill,
He
but
loves
then
it.
I knew the basic attacks wouldn't be enough, so I was counting down in my head. Will he have it back on cooldown right before he dies? And he did.
That's exactly the sound, ladies and gentlemen.
You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make that up.
Oh, Edward.
Absolutely.
Oheb, flow into the back. Edward using that mobility to dash onto the wall. That could have been devastating if the Yu Zhong did not time it well.
Yeah, Yu Zhong timing's all so important. That's the reason why I can't get it right.
Homie has 4 skills. You gotta
Exactly.
count that. Kyrie taking this third turtle, pushing back the rest of Blacklist International. So, say what you will about their body language, but Onic, they're feeling their game this time around.
Absolutely. The on point each and every move they make, except for a few ones, obviously. Small miscalculations. Almost all of them are towards the macro sense of things. Not letting many things go, not giving as many objectives as you thought they would have, considering Blacklist has a pretty decent early game as well.
Yeah, as the items, we have a better picture of them. Now, Brute Force Breastplate actually was the second item picked up there by Haji, so that means he'll be able to get a little bit more movement speed, and it'll be harder to take down this Eve. And the Eve is a centerpiece to the Blacklist lineup. Although even if he goes down, there's still a good chance Blacklist can still continue to fight as long as Oh My Venus still stands. And of course, the sustain on the Yu Zhong gives him a tank.
Look at this wild charge plus the combo. Circling Eagle set in before they go. Oh My Venus knocked out. Oheb follows through. What is happening? Blacklist, their cards, their house of cards are just falling. One by one. Haji taken out in the backline by Marky and Bimo. Here comes Kyrie. Wise cannot respond.
Yeah, that's a problem with Wise's pick right now. It's just not as mobile as you think it would be, especially without the Matilda.
And here comes Edward. They're going for the retake. Onyx a little deep. Black Dragon form already in. He's a half dragon this time around. Oh My Venus has that Circling Eagle, but against an X-Borg, there's so much you need to put on the line.
Yeah, that's multiple armors that you need to break through there, especially with immortality.
Ooh, Alice almost getting some damage done there. Now Kyrie, good decision to split the top part of the map instead. Force Blacklist to responding instead of chasing down the remaining members here of Onic. And it's interesting because Onic Philippines, they have a lineup that's good for counter engages. Like once Blacklist initiates an entry, they can go in, good wild charge, Marky's just free hitting, Kyrie with the knockups, Dilarski with one big last insanity. But then in the last sequence that we saw, they got like 3 great pickups in a row.
Yeah.
Bimo making the most out of sticking close to the walls and that extra movement speed on the Grok to start things off.
Can I just say, this does not feel like a 4K, 3K lead for Onic right now, though, because they're having a little bit of a difficulty also just closing down with kills. But how long can Blacklist actually keep that up? That is the problem here for Blacklist. I don't see the most powerful late game for Blacklist, but again, still, I have more faith in the Natan late game
Oh yeah.
compared to the Ballman, you know?
Especially since it's already online now. You can say that this Natan is already loaded and ready to go. RWM, big team fight. Suddenly,
oh my
Oheb
goodness.
blasted though. Oh my Venus, caught out a little too far in. No follow-up. And here we go. Can they clean house? Here comes Edward. Black Dragon form set in. Kyrie shut down by the machine. Hajizi gets one. Entropy swap by Marky, surviving. That could have been disastrous for the space-time walker, but instead it turns into a trade.
I would say that's oddly good for Onic, right? That's probably the worst case. That could have been a lot worse for them if they did not decide to back Marky. What? Wow, that's massive amounts of gold, right?
Stocks are up, ladies and gentlemen. Marky business to the moon.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys got in before before it moved. Anyway.
Before it mooned.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's actually the thing they say.
Yeah.
When something stocks up, you know, and when stock goes up, it moons.
Yeah, when you're talking about stocks. Specifically, because getting mooned is something else
entirely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which, please don't search that, ladies and
course,
gentlemen.
please do.
Yeah. For Blacklist International, though, I feel like the fact that they were able to take down Kyrie there was a great thing for them. But if Marky walked away there without getting a kill, could have been better. But then he was able to get at least one. It was good news for Onic.
V just barely catching the tip of that Guardian's barrier. If the Matilda was on the other side, disastrous. Oh, forward entropy by Marky. No engage by Onic. They're going for the position. See where Wise is? You see where Kyrie is? Close one.
Woo! Again, Kyrie still pretty much in a good position, still ready to fight if he wanted to here in this one. BMO in the middle of everything. He got the Larsky as well.
Oh, Baloyski 1v1 against Oheb. See what happened?
Oh, man, that was close.
Yeah.
Again, Oheb's just waiting. Oh, there you go. The Winter Truncheon. I think they should be more ready to take fights after that one.
Yeah. Onic needs to watch out their positioning because even though Marky got a kill out of the last big one, the damage coming out from Oheb is already here.
Oh, Marky setting in that entropy with the switch up. You're right. Blacklist is playing catch up.
Yes.
It's in a position where they're behind maybe a step and a half back, and they're just slowly catching up.
Yeah. And what are they waiting for? Obviously, it's Oheb's itemization. They're also waiting for Wise to actually be, you know what, a little bit threatening to Marky, to Kyrie. Although that will take a lot of time. So right now, Onic, despite it just only being 4K lead, I feel like they should be like 10K at this point. Feels like it.
Nathan. Oh, he already has an Athena's shield.
Yeah, you can't kill that as easy. No.
And a BOT.
Oh, look at BMO, concealed play in, catches Haji, and let's go.
BMO.
Not the position yet. Oh, we gotta check the recalls.
Look at that. I think at this point, you don't take fights if you're Blacklist, but if Onic wants to, you kind of have to.
Wait, they have two retributions. Wise taking down Kyrie as well as the Lord. Look at Edward in the back line, threatening the kill on the Marky. And eventually he does. Where did that come from? Wise pushing Dilarsky back. Baloyski and BMO retreating as well. A sudden turn of events.
Edward is the maestro in taking those little team fights. Taking those little edges that...
Magnifico.
Man, he just knows it. He can smell blood in the water, and he goes straight for it, taking down one of the most crucial members of Onyx lineup just like that, when he had no business doing so.
Yeah, and that is the threat that having a user on your lineup brings. One misstep, one miscalculation, one misposition, and that Black Dragon will not hesitate to go to your back line and burst down who he needs to burst down, stop whoever he needs to stop, and now Onic backs against the wall again. The gold is close. A good defense might be able to bring them back here, but Blacklist will look to choke out the map, turn the map red so that Onic can't make a comeback and have a difficult time contesting the Lord if they decide to.
Selassie coming in with the last insanity, entered by Edward. Black Dragon form, still has an immortality, and it's a wash. Both teams can't take this fight just yet.
But did you see that? That was like the best case scenario, last insanity you could ever get.
In the face of the Eve.
Everyone got caught there, but it barely made the mark. That is not a good sign here for the General.
Ouchies. There's two businessmen on the side of Onic, but it seems like the crowd's just not biting yet.
Yeah, and it'll take a while. It'll take a while for that to ramp up. It'll take a while for Baloyski's damage to also kind of catch up because Kyrie's, if you'll notice, Kyrie's burst is kind of dwindling as well.
They're currently in the red, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Paquito's having a difficult time around. Again, I think Onic, as much as it looks good to initiate, they have to play this a little bit more defensive-minded.
RWM set in. Look at this from the back line. Haji cancelled out by BMO. Black Dragon form. Edward is just spreading out Onyx resources, and Venus getting punched into the sky by Kyrie. Here comes the rest of them. Baloyski blasted by Wise, and they're still going. Edward, now a normal Yu Zhong. Last Insanity by Dilarski. Look at how low the members of Blacklist International are, but they're still going. Second RWM set in. This team fight is going the distance, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a knockup. Venus taken down. What is exactly right as Kyrie takes down Yu Zhong? It's a 2-for-1 so far. Where was OM this whole time? Taking the purple, and now they're potentially going to go for an inhibitor.
Where was OM? Seriously, that's what I was thinking. I need a replay of that. I did not notice.
At one point, Oheb was brought low after that last Insanity, so he had to get out, and he ended up going to the jungle because that probably was the call. Take that buff, and then at the same time be able to regain your health from it. Oheb just...
And then rejoin the fight.
Yeah, and then rejoin the fight, but then Oheb at that point just couldn't rejoin anymore, so now they might be able to chase down BMO and Dilarski, pressure them back, but that opens it up for Onic. How Onic ended up turning that fight around, I have no idea, because Blacklist International, that looked like a fantastic engagement, and it's a great start for them, but somehow Onic pushing through, holding on and pulling through.
Might I take a guess? We're talking about the proprietors, the banana split here, and if you go for split team fights, no one comes second to Onic. So that might exactly be what happened. So let's see if they can do that a second time around. This time in the purple buff. Blacklist International, they need this buff. They need to give it over. RWM sent in, but they answer back with a Black Dragon form and a last Insanity. Wise looking low. Look at Marky in the back line. Edward is on him. He wants to bite. That's the dragon. And he can't finish the job. But he does! Look at the burst. Worthy trade for Marky and Edward. 1-for-1. Blacklist International retreating. This Lord, though.
It's a 1-for-1, and I cannot believe Edward got that.
Where's that burst coming from?
I mean, I just...
Lord of Peace.
Yu Zhong's, man.
Yu Zhong things.
Like literally at the edge of that dragon tail. That's it.
You burst, really?
Yeah, the edge of
it.
Was
Another fight. Blacklist does not like it when you steal the Lord. Baloyski bursted down. Another could be going. Dilarski getting chased by Wise. He's spinning, and he's taking lives. Mega kill for the Balmond. Another one could follow through. Kyrie in trouble. It's Oheb, Venus, and Haji. The queen and her sons chasing him. They let go. Instead, gonna go for the choke.
Yep. You know what the thing is? I think I kind of found the reasoning behind the call earlier, why Oheb was absent. Literally no purple buff for Marky for the past how many minutes? He could not team fight properly without the purple buff. And that purple buff was on Oheb.
And he needs the cooldowns. He needs to burst people down with his skills. Interesting marksman this Natan is.
Yep, purple buff.
I cannot believe the impact that had. Because even in the fight earlier, Marky only had the orange. I cannot believe that I am saying that that's so important. It shouldn't be.
I mean, hindsight's 2020, so now it makes sense. We've seen it a couple times already in this 18-minute game.
Yeah, and Dilarski having a hard time being able to bring out a fully charged last Insanity, despite that last big win by Blacklist. Real-time win rate still favors Onic, but it's getting very, very close.
You know what I'm wondering? When will we ever get a 50-50? I know we got the 51-49.
Yes.
Yeah.
When will we ever get a 50-50? I still don't know the calculation.
What does it take for it to be 50-50? We've got 51-49.
All the numbers being the same, dude.
Yeah.
We'll find out eventually.
Edward picking up this Athena shield. Oh, Onic really has to be careful. Again, this is Yu Zhong with Petrify, the popular pickup now for him here. And that, again, call to Onic again to be able to defend or position themselves much better in the team fight.
I can respect this. He doesn't pick up the Radiant Armor because he needs all the other items. He needs the Immortality for the physical defense, and he needs the Brute Force Breastplate for hybrid. Because there's still the Kyrie there. There's still the Paquito.
Yeah, he also picked up a Hunter Strike here, hence why we're seeing him having a fun time chasing down the back line of Onic. Actually, he doesn't even need to breathe. He just
Yeah,
like,
he actually doesn't.
straight up.
Like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, like Usain Bolt, man. Like with a combination of the Petrify, the extra movement speed that you get there from the Brute Force Breastplate, plus the Hunter Strike, like from the minions and stuff, it's good.
Like Shenron from Dragon Ball.
Literally,
Exactly.
literally has a sprint.
Yeah.
Built
Yeah,
in.
Not jog. Literally sprint to the...
Oh look,
Very
Marky's
fast.
trying to steal Blacklist purple. Is that going to be worth it? RWM set in plus
Too early in the
a
brilliance?
black dragon form. Are they going to go for the punish or are they just protecting the purple?
That's a
Let's
punish.
see. It's a full-on fight, ladies and gentlemen. Immortality popped here
Marky.
on the side of Blacklist. Down goes Edward. Marky still alive. Double kill here for Marky. Marky business is online. Triple kill. Oheb goes down as well. Marky's still
Marky,
standing.
man.
It's just Haji left. Marky business shut down finally, but the damage has already been done.
All right. That's it. I don't think there's a way how you can defend this. That's game.
What a team fight. The count, it looked like a great punish again for Blacklist, but then Onic with their own counter punch. It looked terrible for them. But the key thing there was Bimo getting back in time for that 4-man wild charge under the members of Blacklist.
Beautiful comeback.
Beautiful, man. That's it. That's going to be... We're going... again, did anyone ever doubt that this is going to be a series?
Woo, what a series so far. That's only 2 games, man. Out of 7.
And why does it have to be that way? It's always whenever, well, 2 games in so far. Whenever one team wins, it's always off the back of a sudden turnaround. It's literally just, oh, you forgot one member? Okay, we'll just burst you down, take 4, we'll finish right here, right now. Well, that's amazing.
It is amazing. In that last one, I actually